We all know how Minecraft has infinite world generation, which can create some pretty unique landscapes, and that gives us endless possibilities for exploration and building. But today I decided to try and do something a little bit different. I restricted myself to survive for the next 30 days just on one chunk. In short, one chunk is piece of land that is 16 blocks long and wide. I have this world border around me which prevents me from moving out of it. So without dragging this for too long, let's begin this. Day 1 is pretty standard Minecraft experience. Chop trees, get a set of stone tools, and start exploring area around you. Okay, maybe not the last part. Instead, I decided to flatten the entire area around me. While I was doing that, I quickly realized that using shaders in this challenge is simply not going to happen. World border is just too bright and it hurts my eyes. It's so much better without shaders. Since this was a decently sized hill, I spent the entire day just mining out the entire thing. Day 2 started and first I made a small house. I gotta keep things small and simple after all. Then I made a oak tree farm which should generate me some wood and apples. After all, they are my only food source for now. Now that I did all the basic stuff, it's time to start mining. Because there are 3 things I should look for which will make this challenge much easier. Water, for farming and fishing, then lava for nether portal, and hostile mobs, because I need their drops for various stuff. As I was getting deeper, I found myself some iron and diamonds, but diamonds were sadly another chunk, so I couldn't really obtain them. Soon I reached the bedrock level, and this is bad because I didn't get any lava or water in my chunk. But hey, at least I can still farm hostile mobs, right? Speaking of hostile mobs, that brings me to day 3. Where I spent majority of my day digging out dark area, which I would use as a budget-friendly monster spawner. And for some weird reason, no mobs were spawning, no matter how far or close to farm I actually was. Other than that, I was just collecting wood from my simple tree farm. I continued mining out and I got myself enough iron to craft a cauldron? But why cauldron? Well, the thing with cauldron is that if it's raining, then there is a small chance for a cauldron to fill up with water. It's pretty small chance. But I won't lie, this was my only hope of getting myself some water. And then I started a new project, a large basement where I would store my items. I was still occasionally checking my mob farm in hopes for some skeletons or zombies. But nope, nothing spawned. By end of day 5 I finished with digging out a large area for my basement. And by that time I realized what was actually the hardest part of this challenge. And that's turning this into a somewhat interesting video. Because right now digging is all I can do. Well, at least until I get my monsters and water. Okay, it's confirmed, monsters can actually spawn. But of course it were phantoms, from which I actually have zero use in this challenge. Other than that, I finished decorating my basement, which ended up looking like something a 7-year-old child would build. But to be fair, I'm very bad at building. It started raining, and that got my hopes up that I will get my cauldron filled up with water. In the meantime, I organized my storage. Besides some more mining, nothing special happened on this day. On day 8, I checked if cauldron filled up even a tiny bit with water. And nope, it did not. I still didn't give up on farming mobs, so I started digging another platform on bedrock level. Because apparently deeper you go, more frequently hostile mobs start spawning. In the meantime, I made myself first iron pickaxe, so I could start mining gold and redstone ores. Now back to the mobs, still nothing happened. That's when I stopped playing and I started searching online for possible fixes. And there were people with similar issue like me, and what actually helped them was to increase render distance over 10 chunks. I felt so stupid when I read that, because I lowered my render distance just for this challenge, and to be honest, I don't even know why I did that. Also, I found a new amazing food source, suicide. Day 9 started and I checked my platforms again, and still nothing spawned. I felt like someone is trolling me on purpose, and that's when the game actually started mocking me. It spawned a pillager in new area I started mining out. I don't know how or why it spawned here, but it doesn't really matter. Do I even need to say that I spent the rest of the day mining? But hey, this time with iron pickaxe, so it was a bit faster. On day 10 a wandering trader spawned, but of course he is useless because I have nothing to offer him. So I killed him and his llamas for some leather. I got bored and I made 1 block tall tower up to the height limit, just so I could end myself in style. And then somehow I spawned outside of the world border. I tried to explore outside of the border, but I started taking damage and I died pretty quickly. It was getting dark and just for once I wanted to do something other than mining. So I made a big dark box in Skype. In Skype, what? So I made a big dark box in Sky in hopes of maybe getting some skeletons to spawn. And nope, it still didn't work. I decided to do something that I never did in this challenge. Mining. Okay, hear me out, this time it was different. I made 4 iron pickaxes in hopes of finding diamonds at bedrock level. I was hoping for at least 3 diamonds before I broke all my pickaxes. But as soon as I started mining I found my first diamonds. And after mining entire first layer, I had already found around 13 diamonds. And by end of day 11 I almost mined out 2 entire layers. On day 12 I broke all my iron pickaxes. But I did find a bit more diamonds. So it was time to upgrade myself. I crafted 2 diamond pickaxes and 1 block of diamond, just so I could flex it, well, to myself, no one else. It started raining again, but sadly cauldron didn't fill up with water. Okay, so reason why I'm digging in layers is because I was still kinda hoping that this would make monsters spawn. But it was my last hope, for real. No more trying out random shenanigans for mob farming. This is it. I mined 5 layers in the end. Just look how much deep slate I got out of this mining session. I went AFK for a couple of minutes in hopes of getting some spawns. And nope, still nothing. I decided to call it a day after that and I rage quitted. I will go quickly over the next few days because damn this shit became boring and I slowly went insane over time. First I spent 2 days working on this mega ugly underground garden. I also added this small heart pixel art, because why not? What else am I gonna do, mine? I legit don't know what else to do other than to wait for cauldron to fill up. So I did only logical thing left to do. I turned my diamond block into pickaxes, I turned on a podcast, and I went for 2-hour mining session. Just look at this hole, it's so magnificent. But because of this hole I'm now back to Stone Age. I don't have any iron or diamonds left. Okay, I have a small problem right now. My recording messed up, so all I got is this footage from day 25. I'm sorry about that, guys. But basically all I did was building random stuff, so I will quickly go over it. First I made this tower. Yeah, it's shit, I know. Then I added some decoration to underground garden. And where I spent most of the time was in this big hole. I basically added this huge staircase and a big pillar. Yeah, that's it. Like, I know it seems fake, but it's not, you have to trust me. On day 26 I hated having only stone tools again. So I went back to mines to find some diamonds. Oh, and also I managed to order some water from AliExpress. What does that even mean? Well, it's lapis blocks. Yeah, it's just a decoration that resembles water, nothing else. On day 27 I wanted to build something else, but I wasn't really sure what exactly I wanna build. So of course I made some more pixel art, but this time in the big hole. Obviously this isn't my original work, so I just copied some builds from the internet. So here is what I have, a mushroom and star from Mario franchise. Day 28. Mining. Yeah, I know, not exactly the most exciting thing in the world. Okay, I think it's time to place all the deep slate. I have so much deep slate blocks and I don't know what to do with it. So I thought to myself, hey, why not just build a huge wall up to the height limit? Yeah, so that's what I basically did for an entire day. By beginning of day 30, aka last day, I completely wasted all deep slate cobble. And I was so close to finishing it. But it doesn't really matter. At least I can reset my hunger levels in style, if you know what I mean. And for last day, I decided to show all that I have done in this world. So here we go. So of course first we have this huge ass wall, and this is a platform where I tried to spawn mobs in the air, in the air, but of course that didn't work. Then we used to have a tree farm here, but in the end I decided to make this ugly ass tower. Also I was not lucky with getting myself some water, so I have this lapis as water now. This is my little house, which I didn't even use, I was mostly in the basement. This was my next project, like my storage area, aka basement. Look how much mining I did. Yeah, it's just crazy. And then after that, this is where my farm was supposed to be, but of course I didn't have my water. So it was some kind of a underground garden in the end. I've made this very basic hard pixel art. And then we had a mega mining project. Yeah. We have this huge ass pillar that separates these two layers, and of course again some pixel art. This is like mushroom from Mario. This is a star from Mario, because I didn't know what to do at that point, like there was no more advancing for me. And then I went even deeper. Of course this was my another failed project for mining, mob spawning. And then we went even deeper. Then this, I don't know what even to say this is just some mining. And of course here I mined for some diamonds. It was actually effective, I was surprised. And here as well I had like 5 layers where I wanted to spawn mobs, but it didn't work in the end. I also found a decent amount of diamonds here, and this is bedrock level. So basically that's it. And I don't know, I have nothing else to show you guys. That's it. So thanks for watching, this is the end. Bye.